Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and another video in my FTMO Funded Trader series. Just want to say thanks to everyone who's commented on my videos previously. It's really great to get the support and lots of advice from how you guys have dealt with bad luck in the past and obviously drawdowns and really the positivity going forward. It's fantastic to hear from you. So overall this week has been pretty good. I started off the week really looking at other markets to trade, looking for trends that I'd not seen previously on some particular currency pairs and just looking to diversify what I've been doing in the past couple of weeks, and also really looking to get over the negativity I had from the previous couple of weeks and just sort of focus on what I had to do to get back into really making some consistent gains daily and having a successful week. So the other thing I did this week was try and stay away from gold. It wasn't working for me for the previous couple of weeks. It was very much range bound and going sideways, but unfortunately I missed out on the big sell-off at the beginning of the week, which was a bit of a shame because obviously those were levels that I was looking to break to the short side, and it did actually pan out as I expected. But when it hit the previous lows of, I think it was around about 1675, I did start to buy in from that point and got a couple of good trades and a few winners out of it. So overall it was a pretty good week. I ended up 1.6% up, and overall this month with FTMO I'm now 3.4% up on the account. It would have been better, but I did get into a trade on a currency pair I wouldn't normally trade, and it just didn't go the way I wanted it to and end up taking a bit of a loss. The one thing I've learned from this week is if you are looking to trade new currency pairs you haven't traded before, don't just rush in and go for the first one you see. Really watch it for a few days or a week just to see how it interacts with news and what sessions it trades best in. I was trading the Aussie versus New Zealand dollar, and unfortunately most of the movement throughout the London and the US sessions was into a downward trend, and as soon as it got to the Asia sessions it started to perk up a bit where I'm asleep and therefore can't trade it. The other thing I did this week was obviously Friday with being a bank holiday, being Easter and also non-farm payroll days, FTMO were open a little bit, but I decided not to trade at all. So I managed to sit out in the sunshine and read some of my old trading books, and I went through this one which is Mastering the Trade by John Carter. It's a fantastic book and really opened my eyes to some other opportunities I've probably been missing on some trades, and really want to look over the next 1, 2, 3 weeks is taking some of his techniques, looking at some of his setups and really build that into my trading strategies. So let's go over to the client area, look at the equity curve and some of the trades and some of the charts and see what I was looking at this week. Okay, so here we are in the FTMO client area. You can see from the equity curve here, where we start off the end of last week, we obviously were in a bit of a drawdown from the previous high of the week, and since then it's been a very, very consistent week, just taking trades where I can and making sure they're all profitable. And also at the end of the week I had to close out the losing trade I had on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and that's where we had that bit of a pullback down. So it could have been a better week, but overall I am very, very happy with the 1.6% overall gain. So you can see here, now past all of the criteria for taking a profit split at the end of the month. So my profit split is on the 15th of April. So if I did nothing now, I'd still be able to take out a fairly healthy profit split. So looking here at the daily summary results, pretty good, consistent to the week, and just that one negative day where I had to take that loss. I don't mind taking losses because that's all part of trading. It's sort of what you do when you had those. Does it affect your mentality and your negativity? So just make sure that you put those to one side, almost forget about it, learn from it if you can, and obviously get the next trade onto a winning. So also what's interesting, look at the metrics here, is that my now most profitable instrument for trading is the UK 100 cash, or the FTSE. I've kind of steered away from that recently and just got back into doing some of the basics on it, literally looking for some breakouts of the intraday highs and lows, and it really has paid off. It's been much more profitable this week for me. So the plan for the next couple of weeks is really focus on just doing the simple strategies and doing them well and doing them consistently each day. So just taking a quick look at the gold chart on the 4 hour, we can see that after this week there was that huge break of pretty much the range from last week, where it's at the lows of 1720, and it crashed all the way down to 1675, which again was the previous low from earlier in March. So as we can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches at that level, which shows a fairly strong support. And at that level I was fairly confident, able to take a buy into pretty much all the selling pressure had gone away, and was able to buy and take a little bit of profit on that this week. And we can see now the price is back up to 1730 level, which again is in that congested zone where we've seen for the past couple of weeks. From here we might now see another sideways range motion for a couple of weeks and break down again. So this is a mistake I made on Aussie New Zealand dollar. Pretty much, if you look on the 4 hour chart, we are in a nice uptrend, and I started to think, okay, this will continue, and bought in almost at the top just after this little pullback. In hindsight, I should have got in a little bit later. I jumped in too early on this trade thinking it was going to be a fantastic one. The reality was it just wasn't, and every time I got up in the morning it was in a worse position, and just had to close it out for the loss. So if we look at this on an hourly chart, we can see it was almost an ascending triangle, and I was literally looking for it to break out to the top. Again, the rules of this setup is you wait for it to break. I waited for this pullback down and got in, and it just broke down through the bottom and just carried on going all the way down. And again, even though it was starting to show a little bit of support forming throughout the week, that was tested on a few occasions and it just broke down. And again, I just had to get out of that trade without making too much of a loss. I will keep this on my watch list because you never know, it might actually start to form some more patterns and I can recover some of the losses I made. Although I'm not going to go for revenge trades or looking to get back, it just could be that this is a pair that I start to like in the future. Hope you've enjoyed my quick recap of my week with FTMO, and it gives you more inspiration to carry on with your challenges. And if you are funded, just that sort of mentality to keep pushing forward and not dwell on the negatives of the drawdowns. Just make sure that you start every week clean and fresh and move forward. See you next time. Cheers.